Let's continue with the murders on the Yangtze River. Now, if memory serves me correctly, we never got an official chapter card for the confined room mystery, but we are in fact on the third chapter here. Let's look up here. A beam of light shines through the skylight, directly onto the chair where the murder occurred. What is this? The skylight window frame shows scorch marks, and the marks appear to be fresh. Oh, indeed, those are scorch marks. I gotta get back into that Cody voice. Even though it's unclear what caused them, this is unrelated to the case. How can you tell? Bloody climbed up there myself. The skylight's very high, and without a ladder, there's no way one can reach it. Mrs. Cheng's house doesn't have that. Besides, we've inspected the skylight and it's locked from the inside of the house. Thick dust on the glass, no signs of being touched or tampered with. Besides, it's highly probable that those scorch marks were made before the incident. Oh. Has been open for years. This is your brother's studio, and the marks on the window are likely caused by experiments. Some lofty fucking flames. You're spouting out for pharmaceutical-related stuff. Could talk to you. There's a wooden door with a round lock. The lock is already damaged. When we got here, the doorknob was locked from the inside, so we had to force the door open. That's right, this is purely linear. The Thinker. Several books on the desk, including Principles of Chemistry and the Interpretation of Dreams. It seems like these are books that Brian often read. Each book's spine has some ink stains. Their arrangement seems to have a certain pattern. Officer Jones, may I organize these books? Aye, the police investigation is done, and they know your property. Oh shit, alright. Oh bollocks. Oh bollocks. Indeed, the ink stains on the books spread diagonally. These ink stains indeed appear to be flicked from a fountain pen. There's a break in the middle of the ink stain, as if... The book is missing? Ah, yep. Clearly another book in the middle has been taken. Could you please tell me if the police took a book with ink stains on its spine from the scene? No. Could it be that the killer took the book? It seemed difficult to confirm if the book was missing then, or if it'd been gone for a while. Mr. Shen, you need to trust the police. Didn't I assume there's a killer on your aim. Alright, book is missing. Ink stains on its spine. Not sure when it was taken away. Curious. 7 candles arranged on the ground in the shape of the Big Dipper. Each candle is securely fixed to the floor with wax by someone. Looks like some kind of mysterious Eastern ritual. Big Dipper. Oh. Oh. Chongping, can you still find the Big Dipper? Right there. I'm looking in the direction of the spoon's handle. You can find the North Star. The North Star is the only star that remains fixed at the North Celestial Pole. Therefore, travelers use it as a guide for direction when they are away from home. Find the North Star anywhere. It guides you back home from afar. Whee! candles are arranged in the shape of the Big Dipper. The position of Polaris is near the desk. Is there anything special about the desk? I did not find anything special about the desk either. I had to say, there are some marks on the candles instead. Tell me quickly. You see the side of the candle, there's a shallow scratch. The end next to it also has one. Interestingly, these are scratches on the same horizontal plane. The two on the handle side. Indeed, they are quite suspicious. Would they be traces left by the murderer? The possibility of this being a case of homicide is very, very low. Currently, no evidence links the candles to the murder case. Class photo. Is this photo of my brother and his friends? Oh. There are your brother's classmates. Joseph took the photo. One in the middle is Stone Wu. He knew your brother from before coming to the UK. It seems I have met him when I was a child. One on the right is Toby Chang. He's your brother's classmate at the University of London. Okay. Damn, your brother was hot. Okay, taken by Joseph. Let me check my... Yeah, we see Brian. Taken by Joseph. Joseph Speedwagon. Toby Stonewu. Recent arguments occurred. We still have two more faces. And these two faces look like other cops. Officer Jones, can I ask you a few more questions? Aye, as long as it helps to solve the case swiftly. Who filed the report? Officer Jones, you mentioned earlier that someone filed a report. May I ask who the reporter is? Came in an anonymous telegram. In only one sentence, homicide occurred at 97 Pretty Street. It does sound somewhat illogical. Since this room is locked and it's a suicide, how could anyone know a homicide occurred here? Must admit, you got a sharp mind, but, see? The curtain of this window was now closed at the time. It's likely that someone from the opposite building saw the body through the window. Have the police questioned the residents of the building opposite? Aye, anything you can think of, we have already considered. Just go on tight at the building till you look everywhere for them. Just go on to the building to look everywhere to look for eyewitnesses took up my entire week. Gone. Aye, it's hard to identify potential witnesses with the busy restaurant on the third floor. Joseph. Officer Jones, you and Joseph are both at the Kensington Division, right? Aye, Joseph was my superior just half a month ago. However, 12 weeks ago, he got a transfer order and was sent to be moved to Shanghai. Was Joseph in charge of my brother's case before? Aye, that's correct. But no, the case is in the hands of this new detective sergeant. A new sergeant is now an easy person to deal with. When we gang time the police. When they go to the police station later, you'll witness it yourself. Suspects. Officer Jones, may I ask if the police have identified any suspects yet? Mr. Shen, as I mentioned before, your brother's death was a suicide, so there are no suspects. Even if it is determined to be a suicide, don't we need to rule out the possibility of homicide? Aye, of course. We have looked into all the suspicious of individuals. Mrs. Chang, the only person there in the flat that day. Stone Wu, your brother's classmate, had a good relationship with him, but had a big row before. Toby Chang, your brother's classmate, had a competitive relationship with him. There's also the sender of the telegram, Mr. Bell, your brother's research project sponsor. Wait, what? We had interrogated all those individuals, all have alibis for the time of the incident. Completely understand your desire to uncover the truth. The truth is, your brother committed suicide. No more questions. I'm out of here. Auntie Cheng, may I... Do you want to know about my personal matters, about your brother's matters, about the case? Oh gosh. I'd like to ask how long I've been in London. Exactly. I am from Taochu Canton, and I've been here for 13 years. The fog in London, toxic. You can see nothing, smell unpleasantly. Lungs corrupted for living here. No one cares about this terrible environment. Auntie Cheng, the staircases indeed. My lungs are still alright. Medicine inside is nothing special. They're all tonic herbs. Astragalus, ginseng, and goji berries. Auntie Cheng, may I ask? Your brother is polite and knowledgeable, and our 5 elements are a good match. Oh, a smile. According to the sexagenary cycle, I was born on a Genjin day, and your brother on a Jihai day. Genjin belongs to metal, while Jihai belongs to earth, and earth generates metal. Sexagenary. That feels like a feng shui. I don't know. Maybe talking out of my axe. Sexagenary cycle. It's a cycle of 60 terms. Jihai 36. Gangyin 27. At least the map I'm looking at. That works well to get. Alright. Ganzi. Total of 60 years for one cycle. It's organ used for recording time in China. Huh. The yin and the yang are balanced, mutually generating and thriving. If you rent this house from me, both he and I should benefit. Alas, his year predicts misfortune and a short life. Don't move. Huh? Your eyes are bright and lively. Your facial features are well proportioned, a sign of long life. Oh! Listen to my advice. Don't hold on to gains and losses. Only trap you in inner demons. She's got a lovely smile when she softens up, and Auntie Cheng, may I ask? But she also has a very scary, stern expression, normally. What happened that day? The day was sitting at the entrance. Brian came back at noon and greeted me. Also, I saw several people following him like ghosts. After your brother came back, they stood opposite side of the street, staring here. Keep an eye on him. Do you know that my brother? Seems like he also noticed. His left facial muscle is twitching a bit, especially looks peculiar, very rigid. At that time, it was approximately around 1 o'clock. I watched him go upstairs and lock himself inside. He didn't come out again. Before the police arrived, I stayed at the entrance the whole time. And no one else went in. Auntie Cheng? Regarding this matter, what do you... told the police, but they didn't believe me. They even said it was my mistake. Public security here. Bad. No more questions. A wooden miscellaneous cabinet. Inside there are various uncommonly used items piled up. Wooden miscellaneous. That feels like an archaic manner of speech, and I mean that in the best possible way, as in time period appropriate. Miscellaneous. Obviously, if there is a... Wait, there's a bedroom? Medicine is being brewed on the stove, and the hallway is filled with a strong herbal smell. But this smell is unfamiliar, and it doesn't resemble common Chinese herbal medicine. There's a statue of Kuan Yu, placed as an offering on the ancestral altar. In front of the statue is a censer with 3 burning incense sticks inside it. Anything else to see here? So we can go up to the crime scene. Bedroom. This is Brian's bedroom. The bookcase of the bedroom is filled with detective novels. There are also the murders in the Rue Morgue, The Woman in White, and the Moonstone. A whole collection of the Sherlock Holmes series. The Return, a book gifted by Joseph. There's a dedication he left on the title page. Brian, welcome back to the Conan Doyle Book Club. Enjoy The Return. Joseph. Remember Brian's dream? Become a detective. Oh. These are Brian's coat and hat. I didn't find any suspicious clues. This photo. This is probably the only family photo. If it weren't for our father, the family wouldn't have fallen apart. Ah, the very conspicuous tear. Now even you have left. Oh, folded away. This is... Oh. Dad, can a lantern really make wishes come true? Oh, there's Papa. Of course it can. The sky lantern is a messenger to the moon for listening to wishes. Really? Does the moon listen to our wishes? Yes. Write wishes on your lantern. Release it into the sky. The moon becomes aware. Did I want to become a great traveler? Brother, what is your wish? My wish is to become a detective. Brother, what is a detective? Detectives also go on adventures like travelers do. But they always manage to notice the details that others overlook. That sounds impressive. And I want to become a detective traveler. Oh. That's great. I believe it will definitely come true. The sky lantern is flying. Dad, hurry up and take a photo. Oh, look at it go. Oh, that's really cool. This was taken before my father. This photo has been with my brother all along. It's my brother's diary. Previous pages have been torn off. Only one page remains. This is a dead end. Everything is meaningless, utterly meaningless. Uh-oh, that's a very suspicious suicide framing. I carefully searched the bed that my brother slept in, but I didn't find any suspicious clues. Alright, let's go back upstairs then. There's a small stool placed between the desk and the candle arrangement. The stool is very small, with a height of less than 20 centimeters. Windows can only be opened from the inside. Lowers the busy Plymouth Street. Hang on, I just want to make sure that... Yeah. Sorry. With fashion stores, jewelry shops, and furniture stores. Not far away the iconic Palace of Westminster and the Royal Opera House. Through the window, the three-storied Savoy restaurant across seems to be very busy. Photograph? Look at this phonograph! When they entered the scene, the phonograph was still playing, but it stopped after a short while. Did it stop because the wax cylinder ran out? It had been about 50 minutes of playing. I have personally verified this matter. There's a cafe downstairs in this building, just on floor below. Staff reported continuous opera music from this room, 1:40 to 2:30 p.m. that day. Did they hear any other sounds? No. Peking opera 7-star lamp. Mr. Shen, interested in listening to phonograph content? This is Peking opera. Content sounds somewhat familiar. Alright. The photograph is playing Peking opera 7-star lamp. 7-star lamp? What's it about? It's about Jules Liang, who failed to borrow 10 years of lifespan from heaven in 1790 years ago. So that's how it is. 46 minutes long. Tells the story of Colton Ming begging for longevity. A lab bench that is filled with bottles and containers. What? Oh god, alright. This bottle contains strychnine. Oh, Officer Jones, do you know there's strychnine in my... Did you know there's strychnine in my brother's room? Oh. Then I fight. We have certainly looked into that angle. Your brother's autopsy and toxicology tests were done by Joseph, a forensics expert. Even though signs of the body looked like strychnine poisoning, the test came out negative. What about other toxins? Of course. All of them came back negative. Our capabilities are limited, and some new drugs may not be detected. True. Alright. What's the current police speculation about the cause of my brother's body contortion? Just a moment, let me check my notebook. There's Joseph's theory. Oh, found it. I found a recently healed wound on the victim's foot. There is rust contamination on the wound, or if he was exposed to germs during experiments, there's a possibility of tetanus infection. You got a fright that felt intense pain, might have caused back spasms. And if there's stimulation causing back to nerve paralysis, it could lead to body contortions. In summary, and Joseph thinks there are many possible causes for the body contortion. As for the toxicology test results, they're all negative. Yeah, that friggin' pose. Various chemicals and reagents placed on the lab bench. Among them, there are aspirin, procaine, and trichloromethane. Test tubes contain powdered herbal medicines, such as sulforaflavicins and Angelica sinensis. A stack of oil paper on the table. Each sheet is large and thin. A dismantled kerosene lamp on the table. Several long cotton threads soaked in the kerosene bottle. Small brush inside. That is a whole lot of information. On the top shelves, there are certificates and medals that my brother has received. In the middle, there are some pharmaceutical theory books and lab equipment. On the bottom shelf, there are several wax cylinder records, including Autumn in the Han Palace. Wax cylinder phonograph. Popular from 1896 to 1910, was a recording and playback audio device that utilized the principle of converting sound waves into vibrations of a metal needle. Record and playback waveforms on wax cylinders. Interesting. 1877, Thomas Edison invented the foil cylinder phonograph, which was prone to damage and had limited playback capability. It was later improved and adjusted to become the all-wax cylinder phonograph, which was introduced to the market in 1888 and gained widespread recognition. Oh, foil cylinder. A 7-star lamp. Traditional Peking opera play, also known as Kong Ming Begs for Longevity, adapted from the novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Yes. It tells the story of Zhu Lang, a prominent Chinese military strategist who suffered from severe vomiting and blood loss. Oh. Performed a ritual that uses 7 lamps to prolong his life. However, the ritual was interrupted and Zhu Lang died with a premonition of his future. A rough way to go. Strychnine! Type of alkaloid extracted from the plant. Strychnus nux vomica. Ah! That's the name we referenced back in the end of Chapter 2. It's slightly soluble in water, colorless, extremely bitter, and highly toxic. According to legend, it was believed the poison was used to kill Li Yu, an emperor in China. Symptoms of strychnine poisoning include restlessness, twitching of facial and neck muscles, followed by severe muscle spasms throughout the body. Death usually occurs within 1 to 3 hours after poisoning due to asphyxiation or exhaustion. Individual's face may show a bitter smile, and the body may exhibit arching and stiffness, resembling symptoms of tetanus. Hence the feeling of what we're seeing right here. For a long time, the detection of poisons in criminal investigations was a significant challenge. Not until after the chemical revolution of the 18th century that a new understanding of elements laid the foundation for poison detection. The chemist Orfila conducted numerous experiments to establish analytical methods for identifying poisons from biological tissues and fluids. He organized a systematic classification and identification methods of poisons into a treatise on forensic medicine. Later, he marked the formation of forensic toxicology by extracting arsenic from the internal organs of the deceased to confirm poisoning. What was originally inside this white circle? Rolled a Morse code paper strip, which we took as evidence. So we found it on the ground. Aye, that's right. Suspected fell from the Morse code telegraph machine. Does it have any content on it? Aye, it's all telegrams from Mr. Bell, Joseph's father. We've checked the content, discussed the development of a certain drug. Nothing suspicious. Watson Reuben Bell. Interesting. Old Samuel Morse, encoding method, codes English letters and Arabic numerals using a combination of dots, dashes, and spaces. Operates the principle of controlling the opening and closing of an electromagnet with electric currents. Prints the transmitted or received information on a roll of paper strip, thus carrying out the work of information transmission. Drug development. This is the telegraph machine on the table. There are traces of it being used on that day. Morse code paper we found should be fitted in the hexagonal area on its tap. Other than that, no other abnormalities were found on the machine. I have already checked everything. Please take me to the police station to have a look at the case files. Aye, bro, we're off then. At the station, you'll need to sign a few papers for me. Gentlemen, I just received a telegram from Edgar Lee at Hanyang Ironworks and need your help. He's a longtime friend of mine. This morning, an extremely mysterious incident occurred at their ironworks. Hanyang Ironworks? I've been wanting to visit Hanyang Ironworks. Shen, let's take on this commission. It's on our way anyways. Okay. Let's leave immediately. Helping out a friend in between, sorting out matters here. Whoa! Early 20th century Wuhan. Oh, industrial. Iron and steel, the backbone of industry. In the history of Wu and Yue, there are records of Ganjiang and Moye's secret to steelmaking. Transformation of spirit and matter requires a human sacrifice. I once believed that was only an ancient legend. Yet history chose to repeat itself once more. Ah! Haunted Furnace. Oh, okay, now we're officially on Chapter 3. Look, Shen! Hanyang Ironworks is right up ahead. Let's hurry on in. Let's change our clothes first. Stylish vest. Alright. Afu, you only get your ordinary gear. We gotta be classy to assert authority. You two gentlemen must be the detective the shipmaster Lowe recommended. I am Lee E? Or Lee 1? The deputy administrator of Hanyang Ironworks. Lee? I am Shen Junping. This is my assistant, Afu. Please tell me the course of events of this incident, Your Honor. This morning, Foreman Ting accidentally fell into the ladle and caused an explosion. It sounds like an accident. Was something wrong? When Foreman Ting fell into the ladle, 2 workers witnessed the entire process. They both claimed that Foreman Ting appeared out of thin air at the second-floor furnace area.
Huh?
Appeared out of thin air? That's right. No one saw him go up, but in the blink of an eye, he was just standing there. Caused mass panic, because rumors of ghosts are beginning to spread among the workers. That is indeed particularly odd. The situation is getting out of control. Any more delay could cause more troubles to arise. I hope you can uncover the truth today, so that we can calm the workers and resume production. Don't worry, and leave it to us, Mr. Deputy Administrator. Shen is a professional. Thank you for your troubles. I still have matters to attend to, so please excuse me. Lee. Deputy Administrator for Hanyang. Deputy Administrator. Newly established government offices or representative organizations at the end of the Qing Dynasty. Deputy Admin refers to the Assistant Director of the organization as an official title. Executive Director is usually called the Administrator or the GM. Example, when preparations for the construction of the Hanyang Ironworks began, Kai Zhiyong was appointed as the administrator, and Zhao Weiqing, along with Zhu Jianin, were appointed as deputy administrators. They were in charge of machinery purchases, site selection, iron mining, coal mining, and other affairs at the ironworks. So, administrator, and then several deputy admins below that. Sort of a tiered hierarchy there. Huh? I didn't get to ask him what the exact rumors were yet. We should go to the site of the incident first to take a look. The deputy administrator claims that workers saw Ting appear suddenly on the second floor. Then, in front of witnesses, he fell from the second floor furnace area into the ladle. The deputy administrator claims that workers saw Ting appear on the second floor. Ooh. Molten steel is flowing out from the outlet. What a grand sight. Must be incredibly hot. You know about them statues in the office? Yeah, what about it? They got something to do with Foreman Ting's death. Auntie Vu! Auntie, you're here as well! The officials said that something terrible happened here and asked me to come examine the body. I rushed over here the second I arrived. I haven't even had the time to eat lunch yet. But, Auntie, can you still examine the body after it fell into a furnace? Impudent brat. What's there to examine? He's all ashes now. Don't have any godlike abilities to help me distinguish a corpse from slag. Yeah. And if Auntie was the reincarnation of Song Si, it's still impossible. At least you get the point, unlike them. Song Si? Oh, forensic medical scientist. The 1127 to 1279 in the Southern Song Dynasty. Dedicated to life working in criminal court and accumulated a remarkable amount of experience in forensic identification. In his later years, he wrote the book Collected Cases of Injustice Rectified, the oldest known monumental work on forensic science, more than 300 years earlier than when relevant works began to appear in Europe. Ah. So it seems like you two are overseeing this matter as well. That is correct, Auntie Vu. Do you have any information on this case? The deceased is called Ting Ta-Feng. He was 45 years old and the foreman on the factory floor. There are lots of rumors about the cause of his incident, but most of them can't be taken seriously. Auntie, have you heard the rumors too? Come on, tell me. You little rascal. Why are you always so interested in chasing shadows? But an autopsy will be even more difficult to uncover the truth. You're right, Auntie. Don't fuck with Auntie Vu. He fell from the second floor, so you should go there. No need to waste your time here. Auntie Vu, is the corpse mixed with the slag? Still thinking about an autopsy. If you could separate them, I'll examine the body for you. It seems that we will not be able to obtain any clues from the corpse this time. But... okay, Auntie Vu. Barrier? Why is this area blocked off by ropes? Someone is protecting the scene by using ropes as a boundary line. Such a careful and professional arrangement must have been the work of Auntie Vu. Stop licking my boots. It was already like this when I got here. Huh? Who could it have been? This is ladle number 2, the ladle that the foreman fell into. Ladles are 2 meters tall and can hold up to 30 tons of molten steel at a time. Workers witnessed him falling into. Shen will reach the site of the incident when we go up from here. Hopefully all the crucial evidence will still be there. should investigate the side of the incident before we go there. Alright, let's go. Afu, what is the matter? Look, there are scorch marks all over these stairs. The explosion was caused by the incident. Even the stairs were affected. The splash range of the explosion must have been quite wide. This meant that no one could approach these stairs for quite a while, even after the explosion. Curiosity nonetheless. Afu, is this lever used to open the molten steel outlet? That's right. This is a very thoughtful design. How is that so? Look, this lever is really long. You have to stand here to open the outlet shutter. Thoughtful, I suppose. To design it this way to prevent the workers from getting burned, in case something splatters. You are further from the source of death. That's right, the molten steel in this furnace can reach a temperature of a staggering 1600 degrees Celsius. Once the shutter is open, the temperature close by rises rapidly. It's much safer to open the furnace from such a distance. Whoa, jump. Jump, Afu. This is where Foreman Ting's falling incident took place. We're able to see the workers in the opposite metal casting area from here. You can also see the ladle directly below. It's ginormous, like a well. When the incident happened, the well was filled with red-hot molten steel. It sure looks like the entrance to hell. No, this is the entrance leading to the truth. Shen, let's begin investigating. Okay, let's do it. A section of the railing next to the molten steel outlet is missing. You're right, judging by the structure, there should be a movable crossbar here. The design makes it more convenient to clean the molten steel outlet. Where did the crossbar go? Could it be that it fell into the ladle? This detail is quite suspicious. Shit, there's some grayish white powder underneath the railing. Sniff, 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 sniff. Upon closer examination, these are small particles that have a lingering pungent smell. Afu, do you know what this is?
Huh?
I can't think of anything right now, but this must be a residue of something that was burned. Can we, like, bag some? This is the ladle that Foreman Ting fell into. It is now empty. Huh? Where did the molten steel go? Perhaps the workers may know something about this. Noted. Shen, this is the molten steel basin. Once the shutter is open, molten steel of 1600 degrees Celsius flows through here to the ladle. If that happens, the temperature close by will be extremely hot. If he was hidden here, the rising temperature could have triggered something that caused him to fall. There are scorch marks all over the railing. Foreman Ting's fall caused an explosion. Afu, although quite a few people have mentioned the sound of an explosion on site, could it be possible that the explosion occurred first, then Ting fell into the molten steel after? The human body contains a lot of water. When water meets molten steel, it will vaporize and its volume will expand 1,000 times. If a person were to fall into molten steel, it's bound to cause an explosion. Then if the explosion occurred first and Ting fell after, there would have been 2 explosions. However, the workers only saw 1 explosion. Must have been caused by Ting's fall. 100% correct. Shen, could it be that someone orchestrated this accident? You mean someone deliberately loosened the railing? When Foreman Ting leaned upon it, the railing came off and fell into the ladle along with him. Exactly. That does seem practicable, however. How did that person convince Ting to lean against the railing after the shutter was open? Yeah, when the shutter was open, the area nearby was very hot. The railings were scalding, too. No hurry to conclude. We should investigate all the places that can be looked into first. Fu, are these big crane hooks used to transport the ladle? Yep. These are the crane hooks of the bridge crane. They can lift up to 50 tons of load. Shen, be careful of the molten steel up ahead. I am unable to get any closer due to the heat. Shen, this is the charging area behind the furnaces. Workers working here should probably know something, right? Li Shanghai. Mister, I am Shen Chungping. I was entrusted to investigate Foreman Ting's falling incident. Could I have a moment of your time? Don't call me mister. I ain't used to that. I'm just a furnace charger. Name's Li Shanghai. You can call me Old Li. Ask all you want. Gives me the time to rest a bit. Mr. Old Li, what are you mainly responsible for? I'm responsible for charging the furnace. I'm also in charge of opening and closing the outlet. Does charging the furnace mean to add fuel to the furnace? Or fuel, but bulk materials? Magnetic mixer. Aluminum granules, magnesium silicate. Bunch of other goodies. If you want the steel to be of high purity, you need to add bulk material every now and then. Are there any other workers on the second floor platform? There are a few helpers, but last night was just a trial production. I didn't ask them to come. Takes 4 hours to purify steel in a furnace. That's enough for me to handle alone. You don't look so well, Old Li. Haven't you rested? I just pulled an all-nighter and was going to rest today. Then the incident happened. Those punks don't have the guts to work, they're just grabbing onto me and draining me dry. Once Shen gets to the bottom of this, you'll be able to take a break. Take a break. Just like looking forward to seeing the moon on New Year's Eve. Don't count on it. What kind of person was Foreman Ting? He's a stubborn, one-track-minded guy who's not so popular. So obsessed with steel technology that he'd even forget to pay our wages. Ever since he started worshipping the gods, he became even less human. Even provoked.
Huh?
Provoked what? Never mind. There's no point in talking about this since he's already dead. Worshipping. Old Li, please tell us more about the Foreman worshipping gods. We need to have a comprehensive understanding of him. Yeah, you also think his death is related to that statue? Statue? What statue? Must have been possessed to provoke that sort of thing. They all said that it's easy to invite a god, but hard to send one away. You neglect them, you could be possessed by an evil spirit, or worse, you may get killed. Oh, Li, you still haven't told us what Foreman Ting was worshipping, though. No, I just can't. It's unspeakable. Advise you both to stay far away from the shrine in the office. Were you working here when the incident occurred? Been busy working here since last night. Pulling an all-nighter, the molten steel in furnace number 1 was finally ready. Once Once later was filled, I checked the quality of the molten steel and closed outlet number 1. Then I came back, started the auto loader, and started preparing for the next batch. I shoveled materials into furnace 1 and suddenly heard a boom. I saw furnace 2 emitting smoke, the molten steel splashed everywhere and the railings on fire. I thought it was a furnace explosion, but it wasn't. Someone opened the outlet in advance. Oh. How could you be so sure that someone else had opened it? The lever was in the buckle, but someone must have done it. Is it possible that you opened it yourself but then forgot about it? No way. You couldn't have opened up furnace number 2 after I just finished working on furnace number 1. After I finish work on furnace 1, it takes 1 hour to begin work on furnace 2. Is that why you think Foreman Ting pulled the lever himself? I don't know, but it could only have been him, right? Throughout this process, did you see Foreman Ting? Nope, didn't see him at all. Ma'am? Who's this? Actually, I only heard what happened after I heard old Chow and the others talking about the incident. Wasn't old Chow one of the workers who witnessed the incident? Yeah, I heard him say that Ting appeared next to the molten steel outlet out of thin air. Everyone's guessing it was the 5 Ghosts teleportation magic. The what? Oh, no, it's strange business, I tell you. No more questions. I finally get to see an autoloader with my own eyes. This is what the structure of a crown block is like. If we go further, we'll be able to go around to the left side of furnace number 1. Molten steel is coming out from there and it's scalding hot. We better not go over there. Why is this door locked? That door is for the transportation of minerals, and an elevator is on the other side. This door is usually locked and only opens when we're transporting minerals. When was the last time minerals were transported up here? Let me think. It would have been 2 days ago. Crown block. Bridge crane, a type of hoisting equipment installed above workshops or warehouses to lift heavy objects. The structure of a crown block is similar to a cable car. However, what moves along the cableway of the crown block is not a carriage full of passengers, but a trolley connected to the lifting device. The crown block is operating, the workers are able to control the trolley's movements in the control room and use the lifting device to transport goods. Yeah, I've seen those. Is this fuel that is piled up here? This is bulk material, mostly lime and fluoride of the sort. So you need lime to make steel. Yep, bulk materials are used to separate impurities from the molten steel. Huh? How come there's a big sheet of tarpaulin here? So they kept steel scraps prepared for smelting piled underneath here. It's well protected. Can steel scrap be used as raw material? These steel scraps are already quite rusty. That's the advantage of the open hearth process. Steel scraps can be used as raw materials. Got a decent picture now. getting paid. After something like this, our wages are being paid early. Supervisor Ho, how about... Whoa, keep your mouth shut. Just take the money and go. No raises. Take your money while they're offering. What? You don't work here? Give my money back. I don't think I've seen this young man before. We're not here to get paid. We're here to investigate the case. Ho Hushe. Ho Shuhang. Suhang. Is it H? Why is that particular spelling throwing me? I'm drawing a blank there. That HS specifically. Because you're so used to seeing SH for those being born and raised with the English language. You're so used to seeing SH that you look at HS and you think, Suhang? Suhang? I'm going to go with that. I apologize if that's absolutely wrong. This is Mr. Shen and his assistant. Afu. That doesn't feel right because that's also TS, Su. So, I don't know how to make that work with an HS. We're here to investigate the matter of Foreman Ting's falling incident. I see. It's a pleasure to meet you. Likewise. I almost forgot this important matter. Oh, Hussein. Please make a deposit for Mr. Shen. Your Honor, I cannot accept this for nothing. Mr. Shen, I will reward you properly after you find out what exactly happened. Well... You need not refuse, Mr. Shen. The sooner everything is clear, the less damage the Ironworks will have to sustain. Shen, it seems that if we don't accept the money, Mr. Deputy Administrator can't be at ease. Alright. You're paid, son. Evidence acquired. Money. Oh, Suhang. If you anything to ask me, I'm glad you tell you anything I know. Supervisor Ho. What are your duties, Mr. Ho? I'm the supervisor of funds. All things related to money here fall under my responsibility. Such as bookkeeping, managing bills, as well as the purchasing of goods and materials. I'm paying wages? You're a smart cookie, young boy, but I'm not the one who's in charge of paying the wages. Usually the workers' wages are paid by the foreman directly, but that's why I am doing it. I just read for the workers that the wages for this month are being paid earlier than usual. Indeed, Mr. Lee has instructed me to do so, hoping that this will calm everyone down. But you probably don't know that the Siemens Martin furnace in this incident was very expensive. After the incident, people on the factory floor were terrified, causing production to stagnate. For each day the furnace is not in operation, thousands of silver coins will be lost. No wonder Mr. Deputy Administrator seems so anxious. Yeah. How was your relationship with Foreman Ting, Mr. Ho? My daily work intersected with Foreman Ting's, so I guess we were quite familiar. What kind of person was Foreman Ting? He treated people a bit harshly, so he was not very popular among the workers. However, I know that he was just too obsessed with studying metallurgy. Obsessed with what he loved? I totally get him. I heard that he had a habit of worshipping a statue. Do you know when it started, Mr. Ho? If you're asking about the statue, it's a long story. The quality of our steel products was not stable, so we didn't have a steady flow of funds. Mr. Shen imported a German Siemens Martin furnace and ordered Mr. Lee to improve quality. We thought the problem would be solved, but our steel rails still have quality defects. Mr. Lee placed the burden onto Foreman Ting. Ting made a pledge, promising he would get the job done. So that's when Foreman Ting began worshipping the gods, praying for help. That statue was originally acquired by Mr. Lee. It was meant to be a symbol of luck. Would have thought that Foreman Ting would become obsessed with worshipping the gods. Oh, literally the gods we saw in the intro. Okay. A Siemens Martin furnace. Open hearth furnace, a steelmaking furnace named after the inventors Carl Wilhelm Stevens and Pierre Emile Martin. Aptly named. The open hearth process was developed to enable the use of any proportion of pig iron and steel scraps as furnace charge to produce various high-quality grades of steel, greatly reducing production costs. Disadvantages were evident. Average operation took too long and energy consumption was too high. Replaced in 1970. Famous swordsmith couple from the spring and autumn period, known for forging two sharp swords named after themselves. That's badass. A swordsmith couple. Tell me that's not a thing that you normally see. You typically see in mythology. That's really cool. 1,000 years, many legends have evolved around them. Spring and autumn annals of Wu and Yu. When Ganjiang was commissioned by King Heilu of Wu to forge a sword, encountered the problem of the metal not melting. He was at a loss. Moye mentioned, for divine objects to transform, they require human involvement. Calling his master Oyezi, who once sacrificed himself to the furnace when facing the same issue, resulting in a successful forging, both decided to cut their hair and nails and cast them into the furnace, thereby crafting two divine weapons. Wow. He often closed himself off inside his office all day long. He became unusually thin and pale with a withered face. He kept on mumbling strange things. What did he say? I don't quite remember. Something about Chinese teachings and Western teachings. Chinese traditional values for foundation. Western ideology for practical use? That's it. He said to make steel in Hanyang, do as the ancient Hanyangers do. He what? Well, I don't get that at all. I regret that I haven't paid more attention. Otherwise, none of this would have. Were you present when the incident occurred, Mr. Ho? I was checking inventory and only heard a bang. When I got there, the fire had been put out. I didn't know until after that it was... Mr. Ho, when and where was the last time you saw Foreman Ting? I ran into him yesterday evening, right around here. It was almost payday. I was busy verifying the account book. Went to double-check workers' attendance with Foreman Ting. When I met up with Foreman Ting, he still appeared absent-minded. He didn't respond when I called out to him. He walked into the office and locked himself inside. Everyone knows that he locks the door when he's worshipping the gods. When you saw him yesterday, was there anything else unusual about him? Nothing else, no. Oh, I do remember a small detail, though. I don't know if it counts. When I ran into him yesterday, he was wearing a head cloth. I've never seen him wear one before. He doesn't usually wear a head cloth? He thinks it's stuffy, so he rarely wears one. This detail deserves attention. Wrote it down, Shen. No more questions. I was looking to talk to you. Why did Mr. Lee make us cast these ingots? Shh, keep your mouth shut, someone's coming. These ingots made from the furnace that Foreman Ting fell into? That's right, you gentlemen should stay away from this kind of unlucky thing. It'll be difficult to deal with later on if the molten steel cools down inside the ladle. Even so, we can't use these. The blood and bones of Foreman Ting are in here. Just thinking about it gives me the creeps. human body is mainly composed of water and carbon. Its density is less than molten steel. His body wouldn't sink into the molten steel, but would float on the surface and flow into the tank. So in essence, these are just ordinary steel ingots. Ah. Then, do you think his soul could be in these ingots? I don't know. Ah, Wu, keep your mouth shut. It's time to get back to work. But Master, I'm afraid the shrine. Please wait. Again? Ah, Wu just said again, which means the shrine in the office had unleashed its powers before. What shrine? If you Devin heard me wrong. No, don't do that. I accidentally turned on auto somehow. How did I do that? Should I both of you definitely save this man just now? Mr. That shrine, it's taboo. I'm trusted by Mr. Deputy Administrator to investigate the case of the falling incident. If you don't cooperate, you might be convicted of obstruction of justice. Ah, Fu, you are throwing around your authority here way too harshly. Please don't be angry, mister. We'll talk. We'll talk. About a month ago, Ah Wu and Foreman Ting had a little argument. Ah Wu, young and candid, kicked the shrine. The statue fell. He said some words of disrespect. Then the shrine unleashed its powers? Well, yeah. There was smoke coming out of the shrine. There was a gunpowder smell in the air. Wow. My head started throbbing and I couldn't breathe until I wanted to cough, so I almost fainted. And then what happened? Ting said that Ah Wu had offended the god of fire. And then he kicked everyone out of the room. That very night, Ah Wu got sick and lost his voice. I had nightmares. Whenever I closed my eyes, I saw the statue staring at me. Foreman hadn't begged the gods for forgiveness on Ah Wu's behalf eventually. I'm afraid he wouldn't even be able to speak now. Could you? Mister, please forgive us, but we really can't say any more. Ah, Wu. Oh, you should get back to work. Curious. Very, very curious. What the heck's happening here? We'll find out next time, though.